Hey queen, hey bestie. Welcome back. So, I'm actually doing something I haven't done, I don't think ever. I don't know. I'm on photo booth right now. The quality, woo, on this channel, I'm aware. So, it's currently 7 a.m. and I was doing live streams on my main channel, and then I was like dun 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 dun. And I really just wanted to like talk on this channel, and so I have to wait 24 hours before I can live stream on a channel. Like, you have to like go through an approval. So I forgot to do that. So I'm now submitted to do that. And I still wanted to come on and talk. So I'm gonna just do this and like my thoughts at this time. So I have not slept. Um because I slept during the day yesterday, which but here's my thing, right? I used to get so like annoyed at myself for sleep. Sorry, should I take these off? It was annoying you. I used to get so annoyed at myself for sleeping during the day. But then I realized that if I was just sleeping, I was grateful. You know what I mean? Like, I'm happy and I'm satisfied with the fact that I was actually getting any sleep. But I wasn't for the longest time. So even if it's during the day, you know what? I take it. And then I realized I was like, the reason we sleep at night is because we're all on like a schedule, whatever. And you're like, fucking, I get it with like sun and getting vitamins, girl, whatever that bullshit, right? I just take my fucking supplements and down in one. So I was like, the difference in me sleeping during the day and working during the night, what? You know what I mean? Because you're living on someone's time zone, and I was just happy then to be sleeping. And I think my favorite thing about the nighttime is the quietness of it, and it's like everyone in my family is like day, you know what I mean, like day overnight. My brother upstairs would, probably like he would live stream on Twitch, and so he would like to do that from like midnight to 3 a.m., but that's like their cutoff. Like, I always say to them, I'm like, oh, I was up last night, and they're like, oh, what time? And I'm like, 9 a.m., and they're like, oh my god. So they would never be like that. Like, I think the latest like my mom and dad would stay up to would be like 2 a.m., and my other brother would be like 2 a.m., because they're all very, they need their sleep. I've never been like that. I honestly, if we could live in a world where we didn't have to sleep and didn't have to eat, I would be so much more happy. I love drinking, like drinks. I don't like eating food. Um which has led to problems for me in like the past, right? I would not eat food. I would not eat it at all. Not because of like a mental thing or whatever like that. Just honestly because I was like, ugh, I would much rather just like take like a vitamin shake or whatever. Like, eating to me is just so like, ugh. I've gotten better at it as the years have went on, definitely. But definitely as whenever I was like 13 to 15, I would literally not eat because I don't enjoy eating. I don't enjoy, like, I get the social thing whenever you're sitting with people. It's not my favorite, and I don't really give a shit for it. Like, if there was just, we could plug ourselves into a wall and recharge ourselves within 30 minutes so we're not losing time, so we could just go back to doing what we're doing. Especially people who, like, are working like 9 to 5 jobs, like going out of their house, then they're coming back, then they can, do whatever they want for a bit. Then they have to go to sleep, then they wake up for their 9 to 5 job. Like, it's. So for eating, it's always just been, I enjoy flavors occasionally, but most of the time I'm so like, I don't care about like eating. I would rather just drink a drink, and that could be water, that could be whatever. And it was like, after that, I was like, okay, I'm not enjoying the food I'm eating. This was again from when I was like 13 to 15. So in 2017, I was like, I'm gonna go vegan. The reason I was gonna go vegan was because I would rather put, better stuff into my body, and I was watching a lot of documentaries, and so I went vegan. And I was vegan for a year and a half, and I loved it. I would probably succeed at being vegan now way more than I had or could back then, because I had all odds against me back then. My family aren't vegan. I didn't have time to make my meals. But like, I stuck with it, and even if I couldn't eat a meal or whatever, I would make sure that I would go out of my way to like meal prep beforehand so I could. Whenever I was vegan, I was unstoppable. And then the latter stage of me being vegan, I really struggled to like, because I would tell my parents that I wouldn't want to eat when everyone else was eating, because they would be like so strict times. So it was I could make my own meals. But then I remember I would get so overwhelmed with college work, and I don't know if anyone else is like this, but if I get really stressed, I'll just not eat as well. I know a lot of people, if they get stressed, they eat, and like stress eating. Um, if I get really stressed or anxious, like a feeling comes over my body and mainly in my stomach, which feels like I've ate a lot of food, and I'm like, like, oh, like, and so I couldn't eat like that. I would be able to drink, but I wouldn't be able to eat. So I would get a lot of times like that because of school. I did not have a good school experience. So I would get like that, and I would just not eat because I wouldn't want to waste my food. I hate wasting food, and so and then I would eat Oreos all the time. Oreos were like made in a factory that was like made with milk, but like the products weren't made with milk, so it's like vegan. So I would always eat them. So I think, and it was just, people always say it's really expensive, and in my experience, I was able to buy like entire meals for the week within £5, which is like $5, because I would get, like off-brand pasta, off-brand thing. And I didn't have a job back then, so I was literally like pocket money, but my family would always make sure I had money, to get my meals and stuff like that. Obviously, if I'm going vegan, they don't have to go vegan. It's literally not um like that's not how it works. However, before I went vegan, I was still young, and my mom was like, you know what, like, here's this money, you sort yourself out with it, because she didn't want to like get a bunch of products and then me not use them, or like not go vegan after like 2 days of it. But I remember I was vegan for maybe 3 weeks, and she was like, oh, you're really serious about this? Then she started buying, all my vegan stuff for me. And even now, like, me and my mom would probably prefer a lot of the vegan options than like normal food stuffs. Like, my mom would eat vegan burgers over burgers, which was something I never thought was going to happen. And I would be the exact same way. And I think because of timing, and probably, even though it wasn't as expensive as I think people make it, because I think it's choosing products. And people are like, you can go to McDonald's and get a meal for £5, while I was able to get like a week worth of food for £5. It's just the different way. But however, I do understand that whenever you have to start putting vitamins and stuff, like tablets, it starts getting expensive, because you need like B12. And I remember my friend Asia bought me a tub of B12. And I remember whenever I ran out of the B12 tablets, I just stopped being vegan. um I remember my first thing was I went to the cinema on my own. By the way, do you like going to the cinema on your own, or do you hate it? Do you like going to restaurants on your own, or do you hate it? Because I feel like people are very much so one way or the other. A lot of people hate being alone, and a lot of people, would not want to go to the cinema on their own. They would think it would be awkward. They need to go with someone, and a lot of people are like that eating food. Um, I don't think going to the movies alone is weird at all. I think it's I actually prefer going to the movies alone, because if I'm there with someone, I feel the awkward silence, no matter if I've been friends with you for 12 years or for 2 seconds, and I feel the need to like talk, and I don't want to talk during a movie, so I'll just kind of like, which pisses me off because I have to like act up. Y'all about to make me act up. Sorry for that. So I love going to the movies on my own. I haven't gone in a while. The last movie I went to see on my own, can't remember. Sorry. The last movie I did go see was The Notebook with my friend Aoife, and we both cried. She was putting on her makeup, and her mum asked her, did she see The Notebook before, and she said no, and her mum said, well, you're making a mistake by putting your mascara on. And her mum was right, because Aoife was crying, sobbing during The Notebook. And obviously I was crying during it too, because I cried during The Notebook as it is. Um, so sorry, my friend is actually texting me. Um, oh, that's cute. So I'm like that with movies and going to theaters. However, I'm trying to pull something up to show you. Going to movie theaters, um, is something that I enjoy, and I enjoy definitely doing it on my own. Restaurants, however, I get very anxious on my own. I couldn't, no. I literally could not. Sorry if you hear that. I said this on my live stream, but every single night I give each sets of the animals. I give Monty, I give Shelby the hamster, and I give Miley, Mariah, and Kylie, three gerbil sisters. I give them all like a set of three different new toys, or choose each. So them two are, in their play, or them four separately, gerbils and hamster, and Monty free rooms. He is with a new, sorry, that was like whenever in like a theater, they like go to like a blackout. Oh, I loved my theater days. Yes, I was a theater boy. I went to theater class, like drama class, and kind of foreshadowed, right? Drama, different kind. And then I would do shows. Like I was Michael in Peter Pan. What else was I? I was in The King and I was in The Wizard of Oz. Um, I was in Annie. I was in The Sound of Music. I was in the reenactment of Jesus Christ's birth. I played Joseph every single time. That was my biggest flex. I always got that role. Um, so yeah, I love doing theater, but anyway, Monty loves doing his little chew toys. So I have him a carrot one right now, so he's starting by that. He's also been enjoying his vegetables. I'm excited to just post videos. Like I I've had a lot of hamsters in my life, and I love hamsters so much. And Shelby is definitely the most difficult hamster I've ever had. Um, Getting Shelby was, I was like, you know what? I really want, I have Monty, but I really want, another small pet. Because I'm like, I can give it a really good life, I can afford it, and I think I would really like this. So I remember going into Pets at Home one day, I was really, 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 really sad. That is Dixie D'Amelio's song. Awful song. I remember I went into Pets at Home, and I saw um three gerbil sisters and a bunch of Syrian hamsters and like robo hamsters, the small ones. And I've had both sets of like hamsters in my life. I've had a lot of Syrian hamsters and I've had a lot of little dwarf hamsters. I prefer Syrians. I hate dwarf hamsters. They terrify me. Um, so I saw the gerbils and I saw the set of hamsters, and I was talking to the workers and I was like, "Oh my god, like how long have you had these gerbils here for?" And they were like, "We've had these gerbils here for like 6 months. Nobody wants them at all." And I was watching their personalities and they seemed to be getting on really well. And my dad loves gerbils, and I was like, "Damn, I really want to get these gerbils." Um, and I have an IKEA like tabletop. It's like shelving unit, and I would always put that on its side and have my animals in there. So it's like, okay, I can do it. So I was like, okay, but I can't get them today. And I was like, oh my god, this hamster is really cute. And its playmates, like the other people who run it, which you shouldn't do if you're, a Syrian hamster, they should be on their own, but pet shops like do it whenever they're young or whatever, was bullying this one hamster. And I was like, you know what? That hamster is cute as fuck, and I haven't had a hamster in years upon years because my last hamster death ruined me. It was a hamster called Tay, all white. I actually have a Polaroid of her, like, always on my wall. That was the most I've ever, like, I just loved that hamster so much. She was such a darling, and like she's buried at our back. And I hadn't had a hamster since her because that one really fucked me up. And I remember just crying in anger. I was like, why do they only live 2 years? And like, Tay lived, I think, longer than that because I always made sure they had good diet, good exercise, good everything. But I was like, why the fuck is their lifespan so short and you get to love them, whatever? So I'm really fucking myself over with, getting Shelby because I am going to get attached to her. And so I got Shelby, and then the next day, was it the next day or 2 days after? Because I went to my friend's house the day after. I went and was all with my mom and dad. I was like, you know what, I can do it with the gerbils, and I want to get them. And they were like, okay, if you can get, if you can make sure that you can. So I went that day and I got all three gerbil sisters, and they were so happy that someone took them because they were like, they have been here for so long. So they are absolute darlings as well. I need to start handling them more. I'm definitely more intimidated to handle the gerbils than the hamster, which is weird because the gerbils are very tame and the hamster hates everything. Me and Kat have like a joke that just Shelby hates everything. Shelby the hamster is literally the most negative thing I've ever met, and she's so cute. I love her, but she hates everything. She hates food, she hates her water, she hates her toys, she hates her house, she hates everything. She hates being held. She hates like me approaching her. She hates knowing that I'm there. Like she hates everything, to the point where whenever I'm like trying to lift her out to like try and engage with her and help her know that I'm not someone to be scared of and that I am the one who's gonna have like the treats and give her the toys and the chews, she does not give a shit. I like have to like scoop her as like carefully as I can into a carrier, And then I bring the carrier onto my bed. I have a blanket out, and I'm like, hey, and she will literally just jump to like try get away, and I'm like, girl, like what we not gonna do is this, because she's still a baby, and if I let her do that, she'll become like this whenever she's an adult hamster, and she won't want to be held, and she'll be scared of me. And it's like, it's the really awkward phase where I have to get it sorted that she like accepts that I'm a nice thing or will not harm her in any way, which is definitely hard whenever you think about it, because of just like it's a small animal, and anything bigger than them, imagine what size we are to a fucking hamster, will be like terrifying. So I can't wait to like just like gain her trust more and more, and make sure she's very comfortable. She's very comfortable in her house, and the gerbils are getting on very well as well, which makes me really happy. But I can't wait to be able to. My favorite thing to do with my previous hamsters was getting them baby food. Yeah, baby food, and feeding them like little small parts of baby food. I'm gonna look this up right now. There was baby food for hamsters. I remember when I discovered it, I was, I would love it. So it was basically that, no, not bird food, baby food. Yeah, it's like, can hamsters eat baby food? Yeah, they loved the baby food as like a treat. It helps with hydration, and it's a good mix of vitamins for them, and it's very healthy for them when you use it in moderation. So I remember there's like a lot of ones that you don't, want to give to them. Like I remember it was like onions or something. I haven't done my research in a long time about this. Um, so I remember I used to record videos on my like my Sony camera at the time of my hamster eating baby food. And I would post it to my YouTube, and it would get literally 10 views. No one gave a shit. And I would like I remember I was thinking 2 days ago, and I was like, I can't wait to like post videos like of a Monty update, and like meet Shelby and meet Mariah, Kylie, and Miley. And I really want to be able to then in the future just post videos where it's like Shelby eating baby food, and it's like a 30-second clip of her just fucking eating baby food. This is what like this channel for me is. So that's one thing about me. I've always loved small animals. I love birds. I love birds. I love parrots. I like, my dream is to have a cockatoo. But that'll be way in the future, because cockatoos are literally children. They are toddlers. Um, I just love birds. It wouldn't work for me now having a bird because of filming, and like I'm in my room, so if I had a bird or birds in here, like they would just chirp, or like fight or whatever, which and like I'm filming videos, so it like wouldn't work. Whereas it's different with like like Monty. Like if I'm about to film, I give the gerbils a touch up on their food, Shelby a touch up on her food, and I give Monty a toy. And literally like just silence for hours. Like they honestly are such well behaved, all of them. Otherwise I have to drag Shelby a little bit. Shelby has escaped many times. So Shelby's in like a big unit right now, and she has found her way to escape 3 times. 3 fucking times, bitch. First time I went to feed her, she wasn't there, didn't know how she escaped. Second time, I had everything like baby proofed, literally, so she couldn't get out. She got out. And then the third time, which was like a week or so ago, she hasn't escaped since because I cracked her code. She was using the house of her little wooden house to like literally and just fucking jump because I saw her do it. And then on the third time, I was about to sleep. It was 5 a.m. and I heard like crackling. And now a little bit of TMI, but I was drinking the night before, so I was like, I maybe might still be drunk. It was actually Christmas Eve. No, it was Boxing Day. It was Boxing Day, and then the day after we were celebrating Christmas because my brother came down. And I remember I was about to go to bed, 5 a.m., and I hear this crackling, and I'm like, I might be just hearing stuff. Then I go to fucking lie down. Something touches my leg, and I'm like, I know what this is. There's Shelby. And then I go to lift her, fucking jumps. And like she, just because she's like obviously so scared of like humans picking her up, and like whenever I mean this, like I'm scooping that bitch, because you never want to pick them from above because they're prey animals, so you want to scoop them. Doesn't work with Shelby. So I remember I had to like she was on the toilet, and I had to like do that, and then I was able to like get her out. So Shelby is definitely a little mischievous hamster, to say the least. So it's interesting to me that people like might not even know what she looks like. And I'm like talking about this, but I just think especially whenever I miss my guinea pigs every single day. I had guinea pigs and they Luna, Ophelia, Sky. um, Nova, Elliot, and Bem. Loved my guinea pigs so much. They're besties. And that was before I was able to get my allergies under control with hay. And obviously, since then, I've been able to do that because Monty requires a lot of hay. So I've switched over to like a different kind of hay. I can actually see him right now. Um, so I had to switch over to a different kind of hay and then be able to, get like your fever like under control with like tablets and stuff. So like now I was able to do it. And Monty is doing really well, and he loves getting. I get him like every like couple of weeks a new bed, like like a cozy bed, and so they're always like cat beds, and so this is the first one he's had in a long time that he hasn't automatically ruined. It's like, oh, you okay? He's like kicking his back legs. He always does that whenever he's trying to be intimidating, but there's literally nothing unless he's trying to fight like a tripod. That's it. So it's like a bed like this and has an opening and it's like really soft or whatever, for cats. And it's the first one that he hasn't completely destroyed. So he must really like it. I see him in it all the time. Otherwise he just likes lying on the carpet. He just fucking chills. And like I brought him downstairs one of the last days and my cat was in. My cat's still like kind of a kitten, so it was like nice being able to see them interact as well. Like he loved her and she loved him and they were like running around after each other, and um like being able to like monitor their behavior was interesting. And my dog Molly with Monty was really interesting. She like babies Monty as well. Monty is, I have been honestly blessed with Monty. He is the greatest rabbit ever. And whenever I went to buy him, the worker was like, "You don't want this hamster, or you don't want this rabbit. He's so aggressive." And I remember me and my mom were like, "What the fuck?" Because whenever I got Monty, the reason I really wanted to get him after, or obviously doing my research or whatever, was that I went into the pet shop, and he came over to us. Like he came over to us when we went over, and like let us pet him. We were like, I was on my mom, and she was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake," because now, so that as well was like months after I had my guinea pigs, and I just realized that I do need animals. Like I have dog and cat, but I just need animals that are like my responsibility, because it keeps me on like a pattern of like, I feed them at this time, I give them toys at this time, and it helps me out a lot as well. And just even emotionally, as dumb as that may sound, like having a rabbit and having gerbils, that first of all, the gerbils are so interesting to watch, they're so fun. And just Shelby, being able to take care of her, and Monty, like I remember people were like, "Oh, Adam, you may as well get your years of Monty like wanting to be cuddled and stuff and like held out of the way, or sorry, your months of it, because he won't want it like after like 6 months, whatever." Monty has never outgrown just wanting to lie on someone's lap. If he knows that person or not, he will lie on my mom's lap, my dad's lap, my brother's lap. Like he is so fucking chill, and I'm so grateful to have a hamster like that. Anyways, JFK is hot. JFK was sexy. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I keep bringing this up to people and they either don't take me seriously or they think I'm trolling. No. I know nothing about JFK. Oh my god, I don't want to see them pictures again. I know nothing. First of all, Joe Biden. We were talking about this whenever Joe Biden was younger. Yeah. Joe Biden now, though, like I get it, age, he looks great. But he is an old man. Like, Joe Biden is so old, I'm pretty sure as well. Joe Biden age. He's 78. Why are we letting old people be presidents of countries still? Oh my god, why are we still doing this with old people? We need younger people. Like, I get it, it's like 30 or whatever like that, but like, yeah, like 30-year-old. We need like a 30-year-old president. We need 30-year-old president, and we need a woman president. And that's not even coming from, like, I'm not American. Yeah, look, this picture of JFK. We have this picture of JFK. We have just, yeah, like a lot of pictures of JFK. And so this reason this was all triggered was because we stayed in a hotel in which JFK's room was right beside us. And it just, like, I was meant to be doing research on JFK and instead just went on Google Pictures and, and so, yeah, I have no problem saying it. But then again, I will never be that person to be like, I love said president, because they're all scummy. They're all, fucking manipulative. They're all horrible people, allegedly. So I'm never gonna be that person. However, I am just commenting on looks here. And I do think JFK is quite sexy. And Jackie O was so pretty too. Or Jackie Kennedy, wasn't it? Someone said Jackie O and it brought up a rapper. Yeah, Jackie Kennedy was so pretty as well. I'm just, yeah, but I'm aware how like shady the people who run countries are, and that's so terrifying. And I remember I saw something that was like, the only people who will ever have power will be the people who are like shady and manipulative and evil. And I'm like going through it, and I'm like, oh my god. And it's weird how that is like rewarded and stuff. And so, my last search is, baby food for hamsters. So I actually need to go and get that sometime soon because that was fun. Um, Okay, so we are now on the third, fourth, what the fuck is it? 4th of January. Dairy's numbers, still bad. Haven't left my house in literally so long. Haven't even gone to a shop, just been getting everything, delivered in. I miss people. I miss people and I love my family. I miss people that aren't my family. I miss that kind of experience. I miss just, being like, oh, I'm gonna do and then go out and do. I miss like I'm gonna go out and see, I'm gonna go out and see. And it's like it's whenever we're in 2020 and this is happening, we're like, oh, fuck 2020, this is still happening, we hate 2020. And then we're like in 2021 and we're like, okay, it's 2021 and this is happening too. It's so off-putting and it's so like, it's just so annoying. And I like that's the weakest way to describe what's happening in the world. Like, oh, it's so annoying. And I understand that. And it's just like, even from a selfish point of view, like, damn, like, whenever I'm 18 years old right now and this will be my year of going out to like bars and stuff, I can't do that. And like, okay, and like taking myself out of like the selfish headspace, it's like, as like a world, these key workers who are doing this for another year, the hospitals who are under threat for another year, it's just like thinking about everyone and the people who aren't seeing their family members because they can't travel right now to go home to see them, who can, are working around COVID and can't see them to protect them. It's just like, we're all fucking going through it, and I hope it's gonna be a great year. I'm keep fucking holding out, and it's like, I always say how much I don't like the like, this year, because it's like the concept of time, and I really do want to deep dive into that, like the concept of time and the structure around time and stuff, because I think time zones really do prove to us like how meaningless time is, and like being able to be like, okay, the clocks go back an hour now, okay, why can't we like put the clocks back so we're all on the same time, but then the world would be in darkness on one side. I think time is such an interesting conversation, and it's one of the, oh, speaking on time, I remember I got my first ever watch when we went to Asda, and it was like a little like digital clock. I loved that. Speaking on that, I hate Apple Watches. Apple Watches are terrible. I think they are so boring. I bought myself an Apple Watch and I'm like, why? I mean, maybe I'll like resurface that bitch and start using her again, but I think they're so overhyped. Literally don't add anything. They just they basically honestly are just like, you're lazy, get up and move around. Fuck off. Fucking mind your own business. Another thing, I love Wii Sports. I want to buy a Wii. My brother has a Wii, but oh Jesus, I would be too fucking scared to ask him. He'd probably fucking bark at me. I hold on, let me look this up on eBay. Sorry, you're going through this with me. Remember Wii and Wii Sports? Because I have a TV. I bought myself a TV. It's in my brother's room right now. Okay, Wii console, £20, and like Just Dance and all. Just Dance kept me fit, bitch. Y'all remember that? And like there was like Keep Fit, Wii, and then fucking Nintendogs, and like Mario Kart was the best it's ever been. Oh my god. Wait, is this really only £30 for a Wii fully tested and in excellent condition? Does it have any Wii remotes with it? No remotes and no wires. Well, why the fuck are you selling it, bitch? Nintendo Wii games bundle with Just Dance game. No, this is what I'm. But this is £100, and why is this £100? You know what I mean? Like, humble yourself. Okay, £90, £60. Oh yeah, and Wii Fit. Honestly, I don't think I've ever been more fit than Wii Fit. And I think, honestly, I love my Switch. I have my Switch, but I think I just need the nostalgia of living, how I used to. I need to idolize my Toy Story toys. I need to play the Wii. I need to play the DS. I have the 3DS, but you know what? Playing Nintendogs on the DS, superior. And they don't have that shit on the 3DS. For what? Like, and so, Just Dance, I remember, oh my god, like, fucking brick phones. I had a brick phone, then I had a swipe up phone, then I had an iPhone. But you know what? Those swipe up phones hit diff. And you know, the like lack of social media made social media so exciting and such an like, oh my god, Facebook, Twitter. It was so exciting, and so I think I need to go back to this in 2021. This all started from me wanting to buy a Wii. Y'all see how I can just go on tangents? I feel like I hear Shelby walking around. No, she isn't. Um, so anyway, um, it's just, yeah, I need to go and look into this wee bullshit. Um, oh, I do think I need to preface as well. I need to say that Monty free roams in my room, right? But I have him. My room is like baby proofed right now. Um, and where Shelby and the gerbils are isn't near that at all. Um, like so, I just want people to know that, like, not to worry about that. I probably should have made that very clear towards the start. There's no way that they would them. What is it? One, two, three. Those five bitches would be able to see each other. They are well kept away from each other. The only reason I have Shelby in with me right now was because I was taking cute Insta videos of her. So, guys, thank you for talking. It is now nearly 8 a.m. I think I'm gonna order a McDonald's. Yeah, maybe I should. Tinder, you have one you like. Yay. I hate Tinder. Fuck Tinder. I could go on a rant about Tinder. I hate Tinder. The McDonald's is on Uber Eats where we are, and the guy knows my name now because I order there every day. So look at this bullshit. Opens at 8 a.m. I always tip in Uber Eats whatever my amount of like the cost was. So if I pay like £20, I'll like Uber Eats like pay them like £20 as well, the worker, as a tip, which is something like tipping culture is not a thing over in Ireland because we like pay the full amount or whatever, and they actually pay workers decently. But in America, I know that's the main thing, but I still like doing that because you know what, they're bringing me my food. So like I'm going through the McDonald's breakfast order. I'm just gonna tell you this. So I normally get 3 hash browns. I never eat all of this, by the way. I just like options, you know what I mean? I get 3 hash browns, and I go down, and I normally will get like a breakfast like bop, and it's like egg, bacon, like sausage, and some other bullshit. Cheese is in there. Then I will get coffee. The coffee is quite nasty from in here. I'll get a couple bags of the apple and grape fruit bags. If I'm feeling festive, I'll get pancakes. And then I'll get a large Fanta. So that's what I do. So that's probably what I'm gonna order. But then again, it can get to 8 a.m. You've stayed up for it. Because normally if I stay up until like 6 a.m., I'm like, oh, if I just stay up another 2 hours, I can get a McDonald's. But then, isn't it like how McDonald's breakfast and McDonald's main menu are so different? Wow, variety. But then it's interesting, if you stay up until 8 a.m., there can be no couriers around, and then there's just no McDonald's until like 11 a.m., and you're like, I stayed up for fucking nothing. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for talking. I asked a bunch of questions throughout this, and Bestie, I hope you respond. So, bye. I hope you had fun. I had fun. Bye.